this UK strain changes the whole foot race, because the UK strain, the rate of transmission goes way up.
Governor Andrew Cuomo with a warning about a COVID-19 strain discovered in upstate New York. He calls it a game changer. Governor Cuomo says the highly contagious strain of the virus is highly problematic. To find out more about it, let's bring in Dr. Robert Tiballi of the Catholic Medical Association. And Dr. Tiballi, the UK has gone into lockdown again, and there are other variants out there. How concerning is this?
Well, this new strain that came from the United Kingdom is actually much more infectious. And why is it more infectious? It's probably not because the virus has structurally changed too much. It's probably because there's more virus produced. Persons that have this infection likely put out more virus than persons with other strains. Now, we do know yesterday when I last looked at it, there were 23 mutations identified.
Wow.
And 17 of them were in the past several weeks. So we do understand that the virus is spontaneously mutating in many different areas.
All right, well, talking about all these different variants, will the vaccines that are being rolled out right now work for these different strains? You know, everyone can still get the flu, even if you get the flu shot. Is it the same case with COVID?
Well, there's two questions there. One is that it's likely that the vaccines will continue to work on these new strains. And then secondly, the question is, can you get COVID after having a vaccination? And the answer is yes. And the vaccine basically helps you get over the COVID with either a very, very mild infection or no sensation of infection, or making it much milder than it otherwise would be. But it doesn't like put a wall around you where you can't get infected with COVID.
Well, have you been vaccinated, and have you administered the shot yourself?
I had COVID quite severely in March of 2020, and then I believe I may have contracted it again about 2 months ago.
Wow.
And I had a much milder infection, but it was overwhelming fatigue, unlike I've ever had before in my life, with severe headache. So I'm concerned that I would have a very extreme vaccine reaction. So I'm deferring vaccination for a number of months until my natural immunity would wane a bit before I subjected myself to a very potent vaccination.
Do you think, since you've already had the virus, that you don't need the vaccine?
Unfortunately, the vaccinations may not provide immunity longer than 4 or 5 months. People may need to get vaccinated a couple of times a year in order to maintain immunity. So I think that even if you've had natural infection, you probably would benefit from getting vaccinated again. A number of doctors that I work with actually got natural COVID infection around the time they got vaccinated. And some of them had very severe risk factors, and I believe that the vaccine actually helped them get over their natural infection with COVID, and they were able to recover quite quickly. Much less complications in those people than I've normally seen in persons with natural COVID infection.
All right, Dr. Robert Tiballi of the Catholic Medical Association, always a wealth of information. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you very much, and God bless you all. Thanks.
If you're watching Currents News on YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe button and click on the bell to get updates to all of our newest content, because we are putting your faith in the news.